Vanakkam, Namaste, and blessings to everyone. This is Dr. Bhairavi Balasubramaniam, PhD, the Sky Priestess. It's been a while since I've done a video as I've been recovering from a procedure that I had done a couple of weeks ago. And thank you all for your well wishes for my recovery and support. And I'm doing what I need to, self-care and so on and so forth. So hopefully within a couple of days' time, I should be able to get back to work, etc., etc., etc. So coming to it. Well, today we have a very interesting alignment of Mars and the South Node. The Mars-South Node alignment brings to us seeds that we set a long time ago in the past. And it allows us to see how those seeds have unfolded as consequences. The South Node is oftentimes referred to as the place in which we receive the gifts of our karma, but equally, it can simply just be the presence of karmic consequence. It's not always a positive or a negative thing. As in astrology, nothing is really unilaterally positive or negative. It's always mixed and it always comes down to who you are, what your chart is saying right now, and how you align yourself with the universe in receiving that energy. So the Mars South Node in Aquarius alignment is a very interesting one because it really asks us to take it one step higher. Instead of looking at things from our day-to-day mundane practical concerns rooted in 3D, at this time we are encouraged to see things from a higher level of consciousness. Whether you want to access that consciousness through technology, through meditative techniques that unlock other centers of your brain or other parts of your potential, however you want to define it, this is a time where we need to unfold in our process of becoming by looking at constructs, ideals, intellectual flows of information that are beyond our immediate day-to-day perspectives. Now, this might sound wow, and it probably is for a lot of you and for me and just about everyone on the planet because there's just so much knowledge out there that no one can ever possibly claim to know everything in the traditional sense of the term. So what I would say right now is use this energy to allow yourself to look at your thought forms, your constructs, the way you hold energy in your mind, and how some of those constructs probably need dissolution. See, we can start off in the journey in a very powerful and a very noble way, holding on to certain ideals or ideas that we feel are lofty. But no matter how well intentioned, when we begin to holding on to an idea just because we've always done it, we may not necessarily be walking in alignment with current waves of consciousness and the way they make themselves known to us and how we in turn co-create them. But it is a very subtle topic, and Aquarius does deal with very subtle energies in a spiritual sense. Powerful, but again, subtle. What I would say is, considering it is Aquarius at a 3D level, pay attention to events, people, particularly men or people who carry a very strong masculine energy signature. Pay attention to things that are asking you to expand your perception. Now, if you're willing to expand your perception voluntarily, that doesn't need to be a painful process. But if you're not, and for other reasons, you may be forced into awareness or forced into a rude awakening. So rather than going about it the most painful way possible, sit with spirit and allow yourself to undergo the process of cognitive cerebral transformation. You may also want to look at how it is you connect and commune with more subtler frequencies as you do cosmic downloads, channelings, whatever you want to call it. Just because it's coming from up there or down below, however you choose to perceive it, doesn't always necessarily mean that it's 100% good or 100% in alignment. Just make sure that you center yourself and you pay attention to whatever information is coming your way. Sometimes, for some people, ideals may be presenting themselves in a really big way now, but they may carry old codes, they may carry old signatures, old frequencies. Sometimes we may see ideals that are all about the new presenting themselves to us now, and they may simply be old wine in sparkling new bottles. It's a very mixed alignment. We also see a couple of other things happening in the skies. We also see Jupiter trining Neptune, and this in itself is a very deep alignment that is bringing out the depths from within, whether it's our relationship with the collective unconscious, whether it's our relationship with our family, our ancestry, with karma that comes through past lives and lifetimes. All of this stuff is being pulled out of us as we're undergoing this Mars South Node conjunction. So on the one hand, we see this very mental activation of Aquarius, and on the other hand, this is happening in those wider context of Jupiter and Scorpio trining Neptune in Pisces. So our emotions and our mind or mental energies are being very strongly stimulated at this time. And of course, there's other things happening in the skies, but let's just focus on this. So really what you want to be doing is you want to be giving enough energy and attention to that mental expansion that needs to happen. For some of you, it might be a release of ideals that no longer serve. And you may also want to be seeing how your work up here, using the chakra system as a loose reference, loose construct, how your work up here actually parallels the work that you're doing down below, so to speak, with the lower chakras. I feel personally, and I've been thinking about it, looking at the skies, and I've just been feeling this heaviness. And not just because I am in my process of recovery, but also just this heaviness. And I've been looking at the skies going, that's not it, that's not it, that's not it. But I've been looking at what else has been happening on this planet. And of course, Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii is still erupting. I mean, there's still huge plumes of lava that are still being spewed out at this time. And I read an article the other day that actually said that the magnetic field around the volcano is completely reversed or something like that in newspapers. So, it wasn't exactly spiritual spin doctoring. But yeah, measurable differences from what one expects to see. But I feel that, having been there, I would say that for those of you who are connected to that event, you might not be surprised to find that your internal processes are actually, in some sense, mirroring or are being reflected by or reflecting to what's happening in Hawaii right now. And there is this immense scale of change that is happening, even though that might not be in our immediate, 3D day-to-day vision of stuff. But there is a bigger picture that is weaving itself through, and the key is to allow. The key is to allow what needs to change to ultimately change. And what is this headed towards? This is what the North Node in Leo that is opposing the Mars and the South Node is telling us. We're basically saying through the work that we are uncovering, through the layers that we are sifting through, we are ultimately moving to that pure, courageous, authentic heart. That heart center that lights up like a child. We are being asked to unburden ourselves. In fact, you're going to be seeing that as a gigantic theme throughout 2018 because that's just the nature of the year. We have a lot of exciting things coming up in 2019, but 2018 is really about going in and decluttering. So whether it's your emotional and psychic attachments to people, things, contracts that don't serve, whether it's your mental, cognitive, and intellectual attachments to ideas that are no longer in alignment, let it go. Listen to Frozen and let it go. I'd say that about sums it up. There's obviously always a lot more going on in the universe, but felt time to just do a video as I hadn't seen most of you in a while. And yeah, take care. Ciao, ciao. God bless. Bye for now.